All you need for my section is enough room to move around freely without punching or kicking any objects or people or things. So get some space. We're gonna start with a warm-up.
Not too bad, how about you?
For this warm-up, we're just gonna do some gentle movements and we're gonna keep adding on. We're gonna start by bringing the arms up all the way by the ears, reaching up nice and long, taking a nice stretch. If you need to bring back or side to side, you can take a couple movements here. And then let the arms fall to the side, tuck the chin. You're gonna roll down one vertebrae at a time until you're forward folded. And just let your head relax here, maybe pedal out the feet. You can use your own legs as support if you need to. And then we're gonna roll up one vertebrae at a time and let the arms lift again. Nice. And we're gonna do that just a few times. So arms lifted, taking a little stretch, maybe a little side to side. Then drop the arms, tuck the chin, roll down. Yep. Then tucking the chin, rolling up, one vertebrae at a time. Arms lift, side to side. Arms down, chin in, roll down. If you feel any spots that just feel really ooey and gooey and delicious for your body, if there's a spot that you're just like, oh, I need to spend another moment here, feel free to do that. Nice, everybody. All right, we're gonna add on one more thing. We're gonna go to our push-up position next. So after you roll down, you're gonna walk your hands out all the way towards your plank. All the way towards your plank. Then walking the hands back, rolling up, and then standing up. Okay. So our pattern is now going to be arms up, side bend, arms down, head down, roll down, walking the hands out to your plank, and then walking the hands back. Rolling up. Good, do that one more time on your own, starting with reaching, maybe taking a couple of side bends. Very nice. Rolling down, tucking the chin to the chest. Nice. Excellent. Hopefully that got you moving a little bit, got you a little bit ooey gooey. We're going to move into a little bit more active section. So the goal is to do each of these things twice, but we're gonna alternate between 3 items each time. This is gonna be a gentle cardio. So the first thing we're gonna do is running in place, and we're gonna add an arm swing to it. Okay, we're just gonna do regular forward arm swings. We're gonna do jumping jack legs, and we're gonna do backwards arm swings. And then we're gonna do high knees, and we're gonna do arm pulses. I'll show all 3 of those real quick. If you need to practice, you can. But the first one is going to be running in place, where I'm just lightly jogging, and I'm doing big arm circles in a forward direction. The second one is going to be jumping jack legs, and arms are going to go in a backward circle direction. And then the last one is going to be high knees, and I'm going to pulse my arms up and down. Okay, it's going to look fantastic. Anyone walking in is going to be like immediately intrigued into what you're doing. Okay, we're going to do about 30 seconds of each exercise. And we're gonna switch quickly. Actually, change my mind. Let's do about 20 seconds of each exercise. Ready? We're gonna start with our running in place. And go. So running in place, big forward arm swings.
Yeah.
Trying to keep those arms straight. Good. Jumping jack, legs, arms swinging backwards.
Yeah, if you go on up to the page.
Nice. Everyone looking good. And then high knees, arm pulses. Arms are out to a T, and I'm just gently patting down. Pat, pat, pat.
Maybe. Well, you didn't know, so.
Excellent. All right, back to the first one. So running in place and forward arm circles. Fantastic job. Good. Switching to jumping jack with backwards arm circles.
And then, you remember when I talked to you about one of my old coworkers that was trying to for one of the PS positions? He didn't get accepted.
Good. And last but not least, high knees and arm pulses.
I told him how hard it is to get into pain for a lot of areas. Like when I talked to some other recruiters.
Excellent. Try to bring those knees up high. You're almost done. Good. Rest. Take a moment. Great job, everybody. All right. While you rest, for the next set, we're going to do lunge switches. We're going to do crisscross switches and what I call ice skaters. Feel free to modify any of these as needed. Like, for example, if jumping isn't the greatest today, just walk it out. That's fine. So for the first one, lunge switches. I personally like to have my hands on my hips, or if you need to balance on something, you can use a chair. But I'm in a lunge position. I'm trying to stay at my height, and I'm going to quickly switch which leg is in front. The lower you are, the more challenging this becomes. Yeah, exactly. If you're nice and high, it will be a little bit easier. Try to make sure that your front ankle lands under your front knee. Be mindful not to land like this. Make sure you're landing far enough in front. Lunge switches, okay? The second exercises are going to be your crisscross switches. All I'm doing is I'm crossing in front, crossing behind, crossing in front, crossing behind. I'm just jumping and switching which leg is in front at each interval. And then the last one are ice skaters. I am going to be moving side to side for these. I am stepping behind. I'm coming kind of down to a lunge, and then I'm switching. Step, 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 step. Nice. Yeah, a lot of these exercises are kind of double-sided and a little bit brain teasery just to get the blood flowing everywhere. Okay, flying squirrel, I like that too. Excellent. Everybody ready for the next set? Great. We're gonna start with our lunge switches. Ready? Begin. Switch, 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 switch. Nice. Remember, for more challenge, go lower. You're doing awesome. It's okay if you lose your balance. Good. Switch to crisscrosses. Crisscross, crisscross. Good, and then flying squirrel or ice skaters, whatever you want to call these. Yeah, looking great. Doot, 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 doot. For more challenge, you can add a jump in between. Good, back to our lunge switches, go. Ooh, feeling my thighs now. Good. Switches, crisscrosses. Lost my balance there. And last but not least, side to side. There are flying squirrels, ice skaters. Good, and rest. Take a breath, get some water. You're doing great. Our next section is going to be a little bit more arm focused. And our last section is a little bit more ab focused. So each one of these has a slightly different focus. So we just did legs, in case you're wondering. So for the next section, we're going to be more or less in a push-up position for all of these. If this bothers your wrists, you can be on your fists or on your forearms. I'll show you variations, of course. The first one we're going to do is an alternate arm and leg lift. For the variation for this one, you can always do this from the knees. But for more challenge, you're going to come to a plank. Feet further apart is easier. So you're going to lift an alternating leg and arm at the same time, trying to maintain your balance. Lift and lower. I'm trying not to fall over, obviously, that's part of the challenge. And I'm doing that by keeping my abs nice and tight and keeping my shoulders nice and strong. Keep your shoulder blades away from each other. For the next one, we're going to do ones that I call floor lickers. It's part stretch, part exercise. You're going to start in a downward dog position and you're going to move forward to a cobra position. So I'm starting in my downward dog. I'm bending my elbows like I'm trying to lick something off the floor, and I'm coming into my cobra position. And then we're going to reverse that and go back. And I'm trying to really push and finish in my downward dog. From the side, it'll look like this. I'm bending my elbows, coming down to my cobra, and then pushing back into my downward dog. Floor lickers. There's a couple of variations of those. If you already know one, you can do that too. The last one that we're going to do is a downward dog leg lift. So you're in your downward dog, and we're going to alternate which leg we're lifting. And we're going to do kicks, trying to keep our hips nice and square. One leg goes up, bring it down, other leg goes up. That's it. Okay, if you want more of a calf stretch, really try to bring your heels to the floor in those. Alrighty, we ready to start? We're going to start with our alternating arm and leg lifts. Ready? And begin. So lifting and lower, lift and lower, nice. I'm just trying to hover for a split second to really make sure that you're hitting that balance and then lowering down. Yeah, very nice. Try to keep that booty down, flat body. Good, and let's switch to our floor lickers. So downward dog, tricep push-up, coming all the way through your cobra, and reverse. You can bend your knees if you need to on the way back.
So anybody can just do it. I'm just going to hold this, So, of course you can make it.
Those look great, you guys.
Private and things like that.
Good, and while you're in your downward dog, let's go to our kicks now. So one leg is kicking. Bring that leg down and switch.
Here's the use case. I'm just gonna pull it from you guys. And then
Good, and then back to alternate arm and leg.
But I want to be able to enable all you guys to use that.
Nicely done. Switching to floor lickers. So downward dog, bending the elbows. You should start feeling your arms really warming up here.
And then from there, I want you guys, well, I want you to understand first how properties basically consumes.
Nice. And downward dog kicks, go.
Or how can you inject it? I know it's basically
Good, and rest. Come on down, roll out your wrists, maybe roll out the shoulders. Take a breath. Great job, everybody. That one was a hard set. Last one. All right, we're gonna do abs for the last one. The first one we're gonna do are scissor legs. I like to think about these as bicycles, so you can do these with a bent knee if you need to, but I'm trying to clap behind my own leg. They're gonna look like this. The modification is to keep that knee bent just like you would in a bicycle, and just to clap behind that knee. Keeping the leg straight will force you to sit up a little higher. So really try to come up or around your legs. So those are our scissor legs. The next thing we're gonna do are toes to ceiling. I'm laying down on the floor. My legs are at 90 degrees or as close as I can get them. Legs nice and straight. And I'm just trying to lift my sacrum off the floor. It's a very small movement. It's a lot of effort, but not a lot of movement. And I'm trying to lift straight up. Don't let your feet pike towards your face. That's not quite the same thing. I'm trying to lift. Okay, those are toe lifts. There's toes to ceiling. And then we're gonna do a set of hip raises, which is, again, down on the floor. I'm planting my feet. They're about knees distance apart. And I'm going to squeeze my butt and lift my hips up towards the ceiling for my bridge, and then back down. So squeezing the butt, squeeze your hamstrings, and lowering back down. Okay, so those are our next 3 things, and you get to be on the floor for all of them. Alrighty, we're gonna start with our scissor legs this time. You ready? And begin. Sit up and clap, sit up and clap. Nice, keep going, you got this. Morning abs.
Let's make this an object together.
Good, and switch legs together, toes to ceiling. Up. Remember, these are a lot of effort, but very little movement, so don't feel like you have to curl all the way up.
So, how about we get together?
Good, and feet down, hips up. Hip raises.
And then we keep this Tuesday call as it is.
Lift.
So we can debrief and things like that.
Yeah, very nice. Really squeeze that butt at the top.
It's like a lot of time every week where we go through it and then we.
Good, and back to your scissor legs. Go.
Here's how we should wire it at the base level. Here's how we think being pegging accessible should be.
Looking good.
Then maybe you create we'll have to do it.
Good, toes to ceiling, go.
I need you to understand how you work, how you expose it to the doctor, continuing and moving talk. I think that'll be the next step to be able to.
Yes, excellent. Feel those low abs.
And once that's done.
Good, and plant the feet, hip raises, go.
Obviously, you can use this based on basically basic convention, basic. But how do you?
This is the final stretch. We're almost done.
That's a good connection. What do you want to do like a
Good, and rest. Great work.
Things like that.
Excellent job, everybody. Hopefully your blood is flowing and the sweat is coming because I am nice and sweaty. Sorry for a little bit of background noise. I have like my neighbor mowing the lawn and my husband's upstairs on a meeting, so I apologize for any interference for today, but y'all did awesome. I was watching all of you. Great job. I'm gonna pass it off to Leah now. Okay.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Anastasia. That was wonderful. If you want, go ahead and grab a quick drink of water. We are going to start with more abs, so I just want to give it just a sec for everybody after that last set of abs. We're going to start laying down, and we're going to do some bicycles. We're going to do some tuck pike straddles, and then some sitting up and going side to side. So that's going to be our first 3. I'm going to grab another sip of water, and we'll start in about 15 seconds. All right, let me get my screen in order so I can see all of you. Wonderful. Everybody looks like they are ready to go. Thumbs up. Awesome. So let's go ahead and lay on back. We're going to do just 20 bicycles to start. So laying down, make sure that you find your nice hollow body position so we don't have our arch. That's pretty easy to find when we bring our knees up. I like to take my hands behind my head, and we're going to think just 20 total. So that's 1. Ready and go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 10. And 20. Awesome. Easy peasy. Next, we're going to do our tuck pike straddles. If anybody is not aware, I want to definitely demonstrate what those look like. So we start laying on back, getting rid of that arch in our spine by tucking our tailbone and engaging our core. We straighten our legs out, arms overhead. This is our hollow body. Really trying to press down with our spine in this section of our body and engage and tighten everything. So from our hollow body, we come up and tuck. Bring it on back. Next is our pike. So with legs straight, reach up for the toes. Come on back to hollow body. Next is our straddle. So you're gonna straddle and hands between. I was afraid I was gonna kick my computer. So I'm gonna make my straddles pretty mild. Otherwise I will kick my computer. We're only gonna do 5. We're not gonna put up those of you that have done this with a roll, just in case nobody has a lot of space. I don't have a lot of space. We're not gonna roll these. So tuck, pike, straddle. 1 round is a set. We're gonna do 5. So go ahead and get into your hollow body. Bring it up for your tuck. Take it back to hollow. Pike, hollow, straddle, hollow. Second, tuck, pike, straddle. 3, tuck, pike, straddle, tuck, pike, straddle. Last one, tuck, pike, and straddle. Awesome. Very good. Take a breath. Sweet. So the next one we're gonna do, you can do this with a tuck or a pike, so with bent legs or straight legs. And when we come up, we're gonna think about opening our arms out like a T to one side, bring it back, open to the other side. Yeah? So we're going to do 10 total or 5 each side. Make sense? Okay, so again, you can keep your knees bent, or if you want more of a challenge, go for straight legs. Ready, and find your hollow body. Bring it out up, tuck or pike, and arms out to one side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Woo. Nice job, everybody. You can take a moment to hug your knees into your chest, relax those abs. Very good. If you need a sip of water, go for it. We're gonna do some things on our belly next, just to get our back involved a little. We are gonna go for, we're gonna go for 10 cobras. And I want us to stay with elbows in and only rising with the ribs off. Keep your hips down for these. So we're gonna go 10, up and down, moderate speed. And then we're going to go 5 when we raise, left, right, side, side. I'll show. Raise, left, right, back to center, and down. We're gonna go 5 of those. So you're going left and right with 1 raise. Does that make sense? Awesome. Okay. So get on your bellies. Hands in close for our 10 cobras to start. Remember to keep your hips down for these. And rise, down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good. Take a rest. You can stretch your arms overhead just for a moment before we do our 5 side to side. Awesome. All right, hands back in. We're going to lift. Go side, side, center, and down. That's 1. Lift, side, side, center, and down. 2. Lift, side, side, center, and down. 3. Lift, side, side, center, and down. 4. Last 1. Lift, side, side, center, and down. Awesome. Let's go ahead and come onto the knees. Push back just for a quick child's pose. Awesome. And bring it on up. We're gonna go on our sides now for a little bit of hip key or oblique crunches. So start by laying down on one side. We're gonna find our little bit of a banana shape or our hollow body on the side. So with our hips stacked, I don't wanna be rolled forward, but I don't wanna be too far back. And I'm gonna use my top arm like a tripod. I'm gonna take my top leg out in front, so piking it toward me. These are gonna be like hip key crunches, essentially. So I'm trying to lift my bottom arm and leg, and I'm using my top arm to really push. Yeah? So we're gonna go 10 each side. Awesome. Everybody looks ready. All right. Get into position, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Awesome. Let's switch over to the other side. Take a moment to get stacked in your hips. Don't be rolled forward or back. Top leg comes forward. Top arm tripod. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Awesome. Woohoo! Cool. We're gonna do a little bit more with the side crunch situation, but we are gonna be laying down in a hollow body. And I don't know what these are called. I don't know what anybody calls these, but I'm gonna be laying with palms up and just reaching. My fingernails caught on my mat. Reaching side to side as I'm laying down. Let me tilt this a little bit more. I find heel taps. Yeah. That's what she calls them anyways. Cressie says heel taps. Yeah, I think I have heard that. Yeah, so because you're reaching for your heels. So here, yeah, I don't get nearly as far as what I want. So if your crunch doesn't feel very big, that's okay. You're doing a lot. So let's go 20, so 10 each side. Yeah, so find your hollow body. And 1, 2, 3, 10. And 20. Awesome. Woohoo. Feeling those? Okay. So let's see, make sure I have 2 little lists going with my whiteboard and my written. I think we're ready to move on to a few planks. So it'll be a little less intense on just the abs and we'll work more on overall body tightness. So want to start in a plank, go right side, back to plank, left side. So if you do need to modify, your knees are there, but if you can stay just on your feet, I'm gonna adjust my mats a little bit before I have an accident. So, okay, so we're thinking about from the center, rolling to the side, back to center, rolling to the other side. So I'm rolling on the edges of my foot. Make sense? Cool. Let's go 10 total. Start in your plank. Sorry, I still need to adjust my mat where it's at. Okay, starting in your plank and go to one side, reaching up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Forgot if I said 10 or 20. Let's go ahead and do 20. I think that was so easy. I can't remember, sorry. We'll add 10 more if you're already adding, that's cool. My apologies. Good. 2 more for me. Awesome. And you can come on down to your knees, shake out your wrists. Everybody doing good? No questions? Oh, and Cressie does them palms down. Says heel taps. Cressie said she does them palms down. So might be cool to do like 10 up, 10 down and see if you feel a difference next time you do them. Ooh, bent legs too. Okay. Nice modification. Grab a sip of water right quick. All right. We are coming to the end of our ab workout. Let me check my time. We are going to skip. I had potentially going to do some hollow body holds instead of those because they're going to take a little longer. We're going to do just some fun mermaid legs. So you can be on your forearms or you can have your little Hershey's kiss or triangle under your sacrum or hands out. But you want to be on forearms. You don't want to cave your chest in. You want to bring your heart forward. Think about up, back, down, and shoulder blades pulled together. Mermaid legs, yes. Awesome. So go ahead and find your comfy position. Again, I like my little triangle, or Cressie called it a Hershey's kiss. I had never heard that, but I thought it was adorable. This, yeah. Okay. So think about finding straight legs here, hovering those heels off the floor. Good. Bend your knees, bring your heels in towards your bottom, but just barely graze the floor. Good. Straighten them up to 90 degrees. And with straight legs, slowly lower them down. Just hovering off the floor. Bend again, heels to butt. And straighten. Good. Keep it going. We're going to do 5. That's 3 for me. I think it's 3 for everybody. 4. And last one. 5. Good. So at the top, go ahead and bend. Bring your toes down toward the floor and then slide them out to straight legs and then bring them up to 90. So we're reversing what we just did. Heels to bottom, slide them out. Good. 2. Repeat. 3. Good. 4. Last one. Straighten out. and 5. Keep your legs straight out and let's scissor up and down for 10 count. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Scissor back and forth, side to side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Go ahead and bring your knees back together and we can swirl our legs all the way around, making big old circles. Let's go 3 times in one direction. Change it, go 3 times in your other direction. Whee! There's our mermaid tail. Awesome. All right, let's shake it out. Cool, so we are ready to move into our smoother part. That was our crunchy part for all of our abs and crunches and such. So we're gonna start in a downward dog. If you need a sip of water, go ahead and grab that. I do. That was awesome, everyone. Cool. All right, so come to your downward dog. Take a couple of breaths. You can pedal your heels. Think about softening and all the places that need extra love. Go ahead and drop down to your knees. I need to walk my hands back to be stacked. We're gonna do a couple of cat-cows. So just wherever you need to get stacked for our cat-cow. I walk my hands back. Let's do 3 cat-cows with your own breath. I like to inhale as I drop my belly, bring my chin up. Exhale as I curl. Awesome. And in a neutral tabletop, let's take the right hand, palm up, and slide it on the inside of your left wrist. We're gonna think about taking that right shoulder down to the floor and bending my left elbow to get me there. Nice little twist here. If you can get all the way down to set your head on the mat, it feels kind of nice. It can be a pretty intense spinal twist, so definitely take it gently. Stay here for a couple of breaths. Start making your way back to your tabletop and we'll do the other side. That left hand on the inside, palm up, drive that shoulder down to the ground. And let's gently come out of that. We're gonna come back into our down dog. Sorry, my hair needs cut and it keeps drying right in my face. We're gonna go from down dog to up dog a couple of times. So curl your toes under, come back to your down dog. Rock forward, coming through your plank, through what would be your chaturanga, and turn your hips down so you come straight to your up dog. If you wanna flatten your toes there, you can. And then we're gonna go back to our down dog. So I like to roll over the top of my toes. Back to down dog. And then back through to our up dog. Now let those hips really come down to the floor. Lovely. You can look over your left shoulder, come back to center, look over your right. Do that a couple of times. Awesome. And then we're gonna slowly lower our belly down. We're gonna do a bow. So you can think about, I'm not very flexible. I'm gonna bend one foot into my hand at a time. Squeeze my glutes and try to lift my chest and thighs off. You can rock forward and back if that feels good to you, or you can stay just pressing your ankles into your hands. I can't talk like this. Stay here for a couple of breaths. Good. Slowly release. Flatten those toes down. We're gonna push back into a child's pose. So take your hands in by Your shoulders, knees go out wide, bottom comes back onto the heels. You can let your forehead come all the way down. Take a breath in the center. And then let's very slowly start walking your hands over to the left side, reaching really far out and to the left, thinking about a C curve with your right arm. I really feel that in my armpit and all kinds of yumminess. Come back to center and take it to your other side. So just reaching a little further. You can even think about stacking your far arm, opposite arm on top of your same side hand. And coming back to center. We are going to, sorry, I have to look at my notes. We're gonna come back into our down dog. And we're gonna do half bridges from here. So make sure that you have enough space on either side that when we pick up a leg behind, that we can take that down on the other side. So in case you're not familiar with what I'm talking about, I'm gonna think about left leg coming up, opening up, unsquaring. You can't see me very well. I'm gonna get light in my left hand and reach over for a half bridge. If you wanna take it all the way over, you can, but we wanna come back to our down dog. So let's go 2 times on each side. So starting in your down dog, take one leg, kick it up and behind. You can bend your knee and reach your toes to your opposite side. Bend both knees, reach up, overhead. Bring it back to down dog. Go your other side. So left leg lifts up, heel to butt, get light in your fingers, bring it over. Back to down dog. One more time each side. It's my last time on the side. Awesome. Good. Coming back on to knees. Awesome. Got just a couple more things. Need to check my time. Oh, good. I have a couple more minutes. So let's go ahead and we're going to do a crab arm sweep. So it's going to be like kind of like a half bridge in the other direction. I'm not super fluid at this. I see some people do this and it looks so gorgeous, but I'm going to think about coming to my crab position. So my fingertips are pointed toward my bottom and I'm lifting my hips up. But when I do that, I want to take, so I'm going to start with my right arm. I'm going to sweep it across my body. And when I rise, I am changing the direction of my planted paw so that I can reach up and do a half bridge that way. Does that make sense? Have you guys done that before? Awesome. So we're going to go 2 times on each side again. So starting in your like crab, reverse tabletop, one side reaches up, shoot those hips up, bring it on down. Same thing other side. Back to center. Awesome. Nice. After you've done 2 each side, we're going to lay on down and do our full bridge. Me personally, I'm going to start with a yoga bridge. We're going to do 2 bridges holding for 5 breaths each, just for time. So my first bridge, I'm going to do my yoga bridge, bringing my heels into my bottom, kind of like those exercises we were doing with Anastasia, just lifting up. I do like to clasp my fingers under and draw my arms long. So 3 breaths in your first bridge. If you want to do a full bridge by flipping your hands under, totally fine, and pushing all the way up. My little baby back likes this. 5 breaths. And slowly release down 1 vertebrae at a time, rounding in your spine, tucking your tailbone, hug your knees in nice and tight, give yourself an opposing stretch, and then do a second one. So I feel a little more warmed up, especially after those half bridges. So I'm gonna go for my full bridge, which is not very big, but it's bigger than that one. So I'm flipping my hands under at my shoulders, fingertips toward me, squeezing my butt, Taking a nice big inhale, pushing up 5 breaths in your second bridge. Slowly lower down again, 1 vertebrae at a time. Hug those knees in nice and tight. And then release your knees down, or release your legs down so your toes touch the floor, but keep your knees together. We're gonna do a gentle spinal twist here. So just let your knees fall to one side, just gently. You can keep your arms out like T position, you'll get a little more. Stay here for a couple of breaths. Let's bring those knees back to center and let them fall to the other side, just gently. Bring them back to center. Go ahead and put your hands on your knees. Give yourself a little low back massage by taking them in little circles. Let's go 2 to 3 times in one direction. Change it up 2 to 3 times in your other direction. Oh, I love that stretch. All right, we got just a couple more things to end off. Take your feet, drive them over your head. Keep your spine straight for our plow position. So I use my hands to push, yeah, coming to our plow. Take a couple of breaths here. You can have knees bent if that feels better to you. Slowly start letting your spine make connection with the mat or the floor. Awesome. Take your hands either on the inside of your arches or on the outsides of your feet and bend your knees out wide for a happy baby. I like the inside of my arch. You can rock side to side on your spine. Another wonderful self-massage situation. Good. Maybe you like to do both versions of happy baby because that feels nice. Awesome. And then go ahead and straighten your legs all the way out and flat. Reach your arms over your head. Take a nice big stretch. And then bring your hands on down by your hips. You can have your palms up or down, it doesn't matter. You're going to tap your toes together. So let your legs really get loose in their sockets. If it doesn't feel okay to actually tap your toes together, that's fine, you don't have to. But the more that you can just get loose in your legs and actually tapping them together is super beneficial and it's kind of fun. So we're just gonna stay here for about 10, 15 seconds, breathing. And if you wanna do the toe tap, cool. Otherwise, just like let your legs go loose in the sockets. It feels kind of nice. So lay down, take a few breaths. Thank your body for this amazing workout it just did. Bring a little stillness into the rest of your body. You really feel that vibration of your toes tapping if you're choosing to do that. Awesome. Take another big breath in. Reach those arms overhead. If you were tapping, go ahead and come to a stop. We're going to roll over to one side, doesn't matter which. Take a breath. And then go ahead and push yourself on up to a seat. I want to thank you all so very much for coming and joining. I hope you had a wonderful workout. And